Welcome back to the channel. You've got Laura here. Today is going to be glutes and hamstrings, my favorite, at Psycho's Body Shop with my trainer, Chris Psycho. So before we jump into the workout, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, share it with a friend, like the video, and I'll catch you guys in the workout. All right, so this first move that we're doing is the frog kickback. I really love this one. It looks a little funky, but it really gets up into that upper outer glute, so I really encourage you to try it. The main cues that you want to think about are you're going to put your non-working foot over the working foot, and then with my leg, I'm going to bend my knee out, and I'm going to open up from my knee and come up and squeeze my glute here. So this is a really good one. It takes some control. Obviously with any kickback variation, remember you need to really hold your core tight so your pelvis is stable. You do not want your pelvis moving in a kickback, or you're gonna be using your abs, you're gonna be using your low back instead of your glutes. So we're gonna do probably about 4 sets here, and then we'll move on. Yeah, but then he came back to Vegas, so I don't, that's funny. Okay. Yeah. We're doing the frog kickback hyperextension on the Smith machine. I love this exercise. Sometimes this is one where you might need a spotter in case the Smith machine is relocking on you. So Chris is spotting me on this. And today he actually inclined the bench, which was really helpful because I think because of my height, I'm about 6 feet tall. This is one where I tend to feel it a lot in my quads when I do it. So something about the angle of inclining the bench was really helpful. Chris noticed that I was connecting a lot better, squeezing. He said it made it a little bit more like a deadlift. And a deadlift is going to be a very posterior chain focused exercise. So we're going to rep this out probably about 3 to 4 sets, and then we'll move on to the next thing. Is there a change in bikini? What happened this year? Where do I see it going next year? So I don't think there was a change in bikini. I think the things that they're looking for, that hourglass shape, really full shoulders, full glutes, not too hard, meaning there's no striations, there's no muscle separation like quad separation, etc. I think they really nailed it. I think Laura Lee came in at probably her all-time best. Really nailed the bikini look. She has a great physique, she's got great stage presence, and the rest of the top 5, top 10 all really fit in that criteria. Bikini is constantly getting more competitive. So you've really got to have good genetics, like just naturally, if you're somebody with a thick waist, even if you've got great muscle, even if you've got great stage presence, I think it's going to be very hard for someone like that to break the top 10 of the Olympia. I just don't see that happening. And overall, the size and muscularity is kind of trending up, and it's not necessarily something intentional, but as it gets more competitive, that's naturally what's happening. And you can very clearly see it if you look at the Olympia winners from, say, 2016 to 2024, that's only 8 years, huge difference. Back in 2016, girls didn't even have abs, they didn't have deep tie-ins, they didn't have capped shoulders, and now we have all those things. So it's definitely a different look. It's gonna keep getting more competitive, but I think the judges are doing a really great job maintaining the standard and what it's supposed to be. Right back down. Today we're doing a thigh supported RDL, and this is an exercise I don't do a lot, but I really love it, and it's not that hard to do. You can do this at almost any gym. You can use a Smith machine or a squat rack, and if you put a little pad on top of the bar, you could use the bar itself, but that could get a little uncomfortable. So if you have a pad, it's gonna make it a little more comfortable. And then you wanna really think about hinging over with your weights, keeping the connection, keeping the tension all the way through your hamstrings and glutes, and then pressing your glutes up at the top, keeping the tension as you lower back down. So I really, really love this one. This is a great exercise to get into those hamstrings and glutes. So we'll probably do 3 to 4 sets. My working weight is I'm using about 30 pounds per hand and doing about 10 to 15 reps. So we're gonna knock this one out and then we'll move on. So the question is, if you're glammed up for a workout, does that help the workout? Does it hurt the workout? Does it not matter? It's really gonna vary person to person. For myself, if I'm meeting with a trainer, if I'm not training at home, I'm gonna try to put on a nice outfit, feel like I look put together, so that way I can do my best. And for me, even if I'm full makeup, glam, whatever, I'm still gonna train hard. I don't wanna get through a workout and feel like I wasted a workout, so for me, it doesn't matter. I think there definitely are women out there, right, who go into the gym with makeup and all the glam on, and maybe they're not there to train that hard. Maybe they're just there to be cute, look good, or that's just how they roll no matter what they're doing. And then for some people, it's gonna be more neutral. So I think it really varies on the person. For me, I feel like when you look good, you perform good. So at the end of the day, do whatever works for you. Make sure you're getting good workouts and wear what you want. No, just regular type. We're back at the cable machine doing a pulsing kickback. This is one I really love. And the cues here are you want to have your non-working leg pretty straight. Your working leg is gonna come up high, so my legs almost essentially make a 90-degree angle, and I'm kind of kicking up from here. So as always, you need that good core control, so think about squeezing your core, not letting your pelvis move. And for one like this, where your torso is almost completely horizontal, I really love to position myself where I can hold on to the cable machine. So if you have a spot, say here or something like that, where you can hold on a little lower, it's gonna help you keep your core tight, give you that stability so you can really focus on that upper glute. And this is a great one because you're rotated. So anytime we're abducted, we're gonna get up into that glute medius, and then we're pulsing. So it's literally all there, the glute max. Hamstrings cannot really take over. So we're doing about 30 to 40 reps per set. We'll do probably 3 to 4 here, and then we'll see what Chris has in store for me after that. A common misconception when it comes to dieting and prepping has to do with NEAT, which is non-exercise activity thermogenesis. And sometimes you'll hear coaches and those in the fitness community talk about how you need to get more steps in to get your NEAT up. But NEAT is actually something you do unconsciously. So it's things like fidgeting, tapping your foot when you're sitting at a chair, squirming in your chair while you're sitting in the car or at a desk. And this is something that has been demonstrated to increase fat loss. So those that actually have a higher NEAT, those that tend to fidget more, actually can diet more quickly and burn more body fat than those with lower NEAT. So this isn't something you can necessarily control. Remember that things like steps and cardio, etc., are exercise, okay? So the NEAT is something that's a little bit more unconscious. So if there's any takeaways here, maybe give yourself the permission to fidget a little more, move around a little more. Things like steps, cardio, etc., are gonna be a lot more intentional and don't necessarily factor into the NEAT that you're spending each day. So our finisher for today is gonna be the abduction machine, my favorite. I start out a lot of my workouts like this, but I also love it at the end of the workout because you're really gonna burn out your glutes. We're sitting upright. At the end of my set, I'm even leaning back a little bit more, and I'm really focused on the glute medius. So I'm not leaning forward. If you lean forward on this machine, it's not necessarily wrong, but it's gonna get into a little bit more of your glute max, a little bit less of the glute medius. So I really like to sit upright or even lean back as I do these. And you, as always, you wanna keep your core tight. You don't wanna be pushing through your core when you're doing your glute exercise, because you will use your core, you will use your low back instead of your actual booty. So the whole point of doing all this is we wanna grow some nice glutes and make sure you're keeping that core tight. We're gonna do about 20 reps per set. We'll knock out a few of these, and that is gonna be it for the workout. All right, that is it for the workout. This was a really good one. We started off with those frog kickbacks over on the cable machine. We did about 5 sets of those. And then we moved on to the Smith machine, did the frog hyperextension where you're actually kicking up with your feet. And this one for me, I always have a hard time feeling it in my quads. So today was really good because Chris kind of inclined the bench. He helped me a little bit with it. And I felt a much better connection in my posterior chain, meaning the glutes and hamstrings only. So I really liked that variation. Then we did some thigh-supported deadlifts, also in the Smith machine. A great variation. I really love that one. We went back over to the cable machine, did some pulsing high kicks to get really up into that upper glute, that glute medius. And then we came over here and did the abduction machine for about 4 sets where I'm elevated up to, again, really focus on that glute medius. This was a good workout. I'm really feeling my glutes today. And that's it for the video. So as always, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, share with a friend so the channel can grow, like the video, and I'll catch you next time.